I feel so good. Oh my goodness. Hello there. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Julie. This is my journal, specifically my health journal. And I just got done with my second session of pelvic floor therapy and tailbone manipulation. And I feel so good. I feel sore, definitely sore. And I feel like I've done a whole bunch of like leg lifts or, lower ab exercises, but I feel good. I feel so good and much less awkward than last time. With pelvic floor therapy, they do go through your rectum. They can also go vaginally, but you get more penetration, more benefit going rectally. And so that is what we are doing. And wow, like after the first visit, the other time, I definitely felt a difference, felt progress. But then I also, a few days later, had the test injections for the ablation in my lower back spine area. And so that has been, just the physical trauma of the injections, has been really bothering me and has been, I think, louder than what the tailbone was or is. But now I'm thinking, no, the tailbone, it's just doing a lot better. So we were able to get a lot more deep tissue work done. And we're going to meet again in a week. We're doing this. We're just going to it and doing the work and loosening things up and moving the tailbone. There are still some areas there, which of course it's been injured for 12 years. And so the muscles and tissues have remodeled and gotten into a different place. And then because of other parts of my body, hips and whatnot, they're all interconnected. And so there's 12 years of misalignment that we're trying to work through. So there were some spots that were still quite tender. But an interesting thing, on the right side, in one of the knot areas that we were trying to release, I felt it all the way into my right butt cheek, my hip, and down my leg, clear to my knee. So all those, they're all connected. We're not like an automobile where you can just, plug it in and it's going to tell you it's your alternator and your radiator and you need to replace an air filter and, whatever, your right brake light. And, the body doesn't work that way, unfortunately, not yet anyhow. And referral pain is a real thing. You might be feeling something in one area, but it's being caused by something in a completely other area. And so that was what we were finding. And so my thought is, it's not sciatica. And my other physical therapist, my regular physical therapist, because a pelvic floor therapist is more specialized in pelvic floor physical therapy. So it's, not every physical therapist does pelvic floor therapy. But anyway, my regular physical therapist had said last time we met that he actually didn't think it was sciatica at this point. After seeing my MRI and whatever, he was thinking it's just incredibly tight muscles spasming and whatnot. And now I'm inclined to believe him. I wasn't, but I am now. Having me a Atkins dark chocolate Royale shake. So anyway, it really was evidenced to me when we were working on this one area, this knot, and I was feeling all of that referral in my hip. Obviously, they're connected. That's part of it. And then that would also explain why the test injections that we did provided some relief for my tailbone, even though they weren't meant to. Because just because you're feeling something in one area doesn't mean that that's the injured area. It could be that it's the injured tailbone pulling on all of these different things, causing the pain. So what else that tells me is that Well, one, we're doing the right stuff. Okay. And between this work that we're doing, the pelvic floor therapy, and the nerve ablation that we will do before the end of the year, and the regular physical therapy and building up strength and doing all the stretches and all of that, it's going to come together. I have hope. I can sit, you guys, I can sit. And the only part that's bothering me while sitting is those injection areas, not the tailbone. And that's after just 2 of these sessions, and then a week of doing the stuff that she assigned me. I'm feeling so hopeful. Then the other thing, and so when we meet next week, we'll do some of that same manipulation of those muscles in there, but we're also going to do dry needling. I didn't know she does dry needling, and we're going to do it along the sides of my thighs. Those are areas that I've just never been able to really get to with massage therapy because they're just too darn painful. But my knees were that way too. And so dry needling loosened them up enough that now they can be massaged. So why not do the dry needling with her on the thighs now that I know she does it? Okay. So that then I can go to the massage therapist to continue working on those areas and really get in there and do the deep tissue massage. All of this while strengthening them, while stretching, and doing the other things that we're doing, a multimodal approach to bring relief to my whole body, to make it possible to, I had given up on this. I don't want my phone to overheat, so I'm gonna move you guys over here. I had given up on this ever being a possibility in my life, but what if? Oh, can we what if? Let's what if for a minute. What if with me? What if we could run again? I did a lot of long distance running in my late teens, early 20s until I was injured and was misdiagnosed for a long time and had surgeries and 3 knee surgeries. Yeah. I loved running. I gave up a long time ago on the possibility of ever running again, other than in emergencies. What if? My main thing has been just to be able to hike and be comfortable hiking and enjoy hiking again. But what if I could run? A lot of my siblings are runners. They do half marathons, all the, How would it be to be able to run with them? That is not a thought that I have allowed myself in almost 20 years. What if? I'm not going to edit this, so I will go ahead and shout out our Patreon producer, Heather Roberson. Thank you so much, Heather, for being wonderful. Thank you to all of our Patreon members who are, mainly our supporters on our main channel, The Frugal Family, but I might set up different things for this channel because it's significantly different. It's a different, sorry, I'm shaky. I'm just, see if I can get you guys right there so that I'm not so shaky. I just haven't thought anything like that. I haven't allowed myself to think things like that. Oh, but thank you, Heather. You're wonderful. And thank you to all of our Patreon members over at The Frugal Family. What if I could run? I'm going to ask. I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask my physical therapist. I'm going to ask my foot doctor, the one that put my foot back together, just to get their thoughts, What if? What if I give it just a little try, just a little jog? Oh, I'm so excited. I was, doing all this just to be able to live, to be able to function, to be able to travel again, to be able to walk, and then eventually get back to hiking and, all of that, but mostly just to be able to sit down. But now, with the progress that we've made and the hope that I've been given through the relief, and then talking to her today about my thighs and the knots throughout the inside and the outside of them, the adductors and whatever. Anyway, interior and posterior, they're just knots the whole way. And working on them, even touching them, feels like knives. But my knees were that way too. And after dry needling, we got to where now we can actually massage them. So, and I used to have to get cortisone shots every 3 months in my knees and was on tramadol 3 times a day. And I'm not on any of that anymore, thanks to dry needling. So, what if we can do that for my thighs, which will help my knees, which will help my ass, which will help everything? And then what if we could run? I've said the reason I share all this, one, so I have a place to vent and get some support, so thank you, but also with the hope that it'll help somebody else to not have to lose the things that you love, to not have to have needless surgeries, pointless surgeries, useless therapies, doctor bills, Jesus, and so much pain, and so much frustration and despair and depression. Maybe it'll help someone. And even if it isn't with their own condition, maybe we can motivate and inspire people to not give up, to be willing to try uncomfortable things, awkward things, to expand your horizons beyond surgery and pain medication. But to just not give up. This has been a journey of horrors in a lot of ways. Horrors and dark, very dark times, where I hope to not trigger anyone here, but trigger warning of unaliving, to not have the thoughts creep in when the pain is so awful and feels like it's never going to end and never going to get better, where you're driving along and thinking of where could I drive the car off the road that it would only affect me and no one else physically. That the pain gets overwhelming, debilitating, physically and mentally. It's not even just, oh, will I be able to run or hike? It's, will I be able to make it through another day when I can't even sit without horrible pain? You get desperate. And that is where I've been for the last, 6 months? But now I've got some hope. What if I could run? Even jog. A happy little jog. I was never a super fast runner. It was distance was my thing, not speed. I had a dream forever to do a marathon. And now so many of my siblings have done them. Multiple marathons even, some of them. And loads of half marathons. And I gave that up and said, well, my goal instead is to hike the mountain, Mount Timpanogos. And I still want that. Desperately, I want that. But what if here at 43, we finally fix enough of this shit, find the right treatments, do the work, even the nasty stuff that makes us so uncomfortable. And what if we could have that dream again, that goal? Is that possible on a rebuilt foot? I don't know. That's why I said I'm going to be responsible and I'm going to talk to the foot doctor and I'm, the surgeon that rebuilt my foot, and I'm going to talk to my physical therapist, and I'm going to do all those things. But I think the biggest hurdle is the one in here. But God, I feel hopeful. And I haven't even had my coffee yet this morning. It's Halloween. I need to go get Halloweened up. I got to put my face on and some costuming and all of that. How wonderful to have this renewed hope on my favorite holiday. And the weather is wonderful. It's chilly, and it'll be chilly when the, trick-or-treaters start coming out, but it's sunny and it's great. It was raining like crazy the other day, and I was like, oh, why are you doing this right before Halloween? We've had this hot fall, and now you're going to freeze us out because the temperature dropped like crazy. We now have the heater on at home. We went from air conditioning to heater in a day. Literally, like we went from 80 degrees to 40 degrees. It was insane. And that's Fahrenheit. Anyway, I gotta go get ready for my day. Ooh, just now, as I'm sitting here, I'm starting to get sore. I'm gonna go put some ice on my ass. Then I'll get ready and I'll have some coffee. And my Lulu doesn't work today, so I'm gonna hang out with her a little bit. And I promised my Mariah, my youngest, that I would do some trick-or-treating with her. So I'll have Lulu hand out some candy for, a half hour, an hour, and that way I can go with Mariah, get my walk for the day, and go around trick-or-treating with her. Because I've always been the one that handed out the candy. And, James, my husband, would take the kids, and then later, as Olivia got older, then she would be the one going with them. But I'm going to this time. For a little bit, with Mariah. She's been asking and begging. So, anyway. I have hope. It's amazing. And terrifying. Terrifying. That just hit me. It's terrifying. God, where did that come from? I'm going to have to process whatever is happening to me right now. An overwhelming fear just washed over me. I think I had set in my mind certain things, and now having hope, having options, having possibilities, I think is maybe putting pressure on myself. Maybe too much pressure. Yeah, I think so. So let's slow it down. We've got a long ways to go. Okay, we've got a long ways to go. and let's let the hope and those options and possibilities kind of, they're going to be over here, and they're wonderful and we're excited for them, but let's let them be options and possibilities and not expectations. I think that's what it is using the word goal is creating an expectation and a possibility of failure. So let's be careful there, and let's say these are options and possibilities now that I had previously given up on. These are not requirements. These are not expectations. These are possibilities. That feels better. Whew. I'm going to go have coffee. I've been Julie. This has been my journal, specifically my health journal, specifically working on my pelvic floor and my spine and my hips and thinking about possibilities. Let me know how you're doing. I know that a bunch of you are going through some really heavy stuff right now, some big stuff. Whatever you're comfortable with sharing in the comments, please do, so that we can support each other. Thank you for being part of my journey and allowing me to be a little part of yours. Anyway, you've been wonderful. I've been Julie. I need coffee. Happy Halloween. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you soon.